Abúlé kan wà nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ tí wọ́n ń pè ní Ìfẹ́lódùn. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi mọ ìlú náà. Àwọn aráàlú yìí máa ń ṣe iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ takuntakun. Àwọn obìnrin wọn rẹwà púpọ̀ débìí pé àwọn ọkùnrin àjèjì ló máa ń wá fẹ́ wọn bí aya. Nílùú Ìfẹ́lódùn, ẹwà ló máa ń mú àwọn ọkùnrin nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn omidan Ìfẹ́lódùn. Ìtàn yìí ló mú àwọn aráàlú Ìfẹ́lódùn yí ọkàn padà. Ẹ tẹ́ etí yín sílẹ̀.
In the town of Ifelodun, there were two sisters, Abike and Asake. Abike was plus-sized and required to prove herself all the time, while Asake is slim, beautiful, elegant, and loved by all. The two sisters loved each other. They would go to the stream together. They would go to the marketplaces together. People often called them twins, even though they were born on separate days. Abike couldn't get any rich man to fall in love with her. In Ifelodun, once you have beauty, it was believed that you have it all, because rich men will surround you and ask for your hand in marriage. Abike didn't have any of that. She was fat and was not looking beautiful. Men did not look at her twice. She knew that she had to do something for herself, so she threw herself into doing a trade that made her to become financially free. She earned lots of money, and soon she was known and respected for just her trading skills. Abike's store was known in the whole village as the best place to get quality woven baskets. She grew in finances and made a name for herself. Soon, she attracted the admiration of Ade the hunter. She liked Ade the hunter, but was clearly put off by his poor status. She wanted more for herself. She was even more wealthy compared to Ade, her supposed fiancé. In her quest for a wealthy man, she threw herself at different men, who ended up hurting and betraying her feelings. A year ago, she had thrown herself at Femi, the Basharon's son, who clearly didn't want her, but often used her to satisfy his sexual urges. Abike was patient, waiting for Femi to propose. But to her greatest surprise, Femi proposed to her best friend, Wumi. She recollected how she was close to Wumi, how they did everything together, how they were so close that she told Wumi her biggest secrets. But Wumi had broke her trust and her heart as well. Abike's sister, Asake, wasn't as intelligent as she was, but yet she had about 5 wealthy suitors, from which she picked Bayo, the Prince of Oyo. Abike was sad and desperate. She needed to do something, and she needed to do it fast. Abike sat in her room day and night while she contemplated on what next to do. She finally arrived at a solution that was diabolic enough to change the trajectory of her life. Abike soon visited the village witch doctor, Olu, and she told him to prepare a charm that would attract wealthy men to her. She soon started getting attention from wealthy men, but they were not good looking, so she only collected money from them and discarded them like a piece of toy. Soon, Ashake's wedding date was set to the Prince of Oyo. Ashake was so happy, and Abike, her plus-size sister, assisted in decorating the whole compound. Ashake was dressed and looking happy, and beside her was her sister, Abike. But when it was time for the bride and the groom to receive blessings from the elders. All of a sudden, the groom pushed Asake away and said that he was not interested in marrying her anymore. Asake cried out, "What could be the problem, my love? How can you say you don't want to get married? Today is our wedding day." Asake said in tears, but the prince was not interested in seeing her tears. He angrily picked up his staff and walked away with his friends, leaving Asake behind. She cried for days. She wept for nights. And nobody knew what had happened on the said day. Asake cried to the gods. She begged them to please change the heart of the prince, but all to no avail. Abike, seeing her sister's tears, comforted her and consoled her, and soon Asake was living life again. One sunny afternoon, Ade the hunter, who was already planning to come and pay the bride price of Abike, went into the forest to hunt for a bushmeat that he wanted to cook specially for Abike, his love. But people soon saw his dead corpse lying helplessly in the village forest. Nobody knew what had happened. They only saw blood gushing out of his chest. And it was said that Ade the hunter mistakenly shot at himself. This was impossible because he was experienced and had been a hunter for years. But yet, no one could explain what had happened. Abike wept bitterly. She cried every day and wondered what had gone wrong, but no one knew. Abike and Asake were known as the misfortune sisters because each one had lost something important to them. Asake was left behind by her suitor, while Abike's suitor died in the forest. They soon realized that it would be hard for them to find suitors again, and they just prayed to the gods to answer their prayers. After Ade's death, Abike met Gbenga, who was young, good-looking and wealthy. She could not believe her luck. She quickly started to think on how to make sure that she ends up as his wife. Her wishes soon became reality. Gbenga bought her jewelries, chains and royal beads. She felt it was the first time in her life where she was treated like a queen. Gbenga soon visited Abike's mother to ask for her hand in marriage, of which she agreed happily. On Abike's wedding day, the whole village was filled with celebration. She felt like a queen or a princess. After the wedding, she followed Gbenga home. She was happy and kept praying for the witch doctor, Olu, to live longer in order to satisfy her other needs. After a few days living with Gbenga, she noticed that food items in the home had declined. She called on her husband. "Okomi, the food at home has finished. Can you give me money to go to the market?" Abike said. Gbenga replied, "Don't worry. Once I am back from the market to collect money from my debtors, I will give you lots of money." But the situation continued for days until one day, a man walked angrily into the compound of Abike and Gbenga. He harassed Abike. He went into the house and took all valuable items, including the ones people gifted her during her wedding. Abike cried and called the man a thief. The man replied, "Who are you calling a thief? Your husband owes me. He owes me 20 tubers of yam, 5 bags of beads, and 12 live goats." Abike screamed, "Ha!" And it dawned on her that Gbenga was a pauper who pretended to be rich just to marry her. She cried even harder, and when she realized that she had left a thriving business just to be with a poor man who could not feed her or himself, she wasted no time in treating Gbenga harshly and made him even regret pretending in the first place. Asake soon went to her sister's house to visit. She was surprised to see her sister's poor state. They held hands and cried, begging the gods to show them mercy. Soon, Abike was known as the fisher of men, most especially people's husbands. Ashake tried to advise her to face her life squarely, but she wouldn't listen. One day, at the village festival, Ashake met a young handsome drummer who was also a wealthy trader. They soon became so close that Shehu asked her hand in marriage. Ashake was so happy. She quickly ran to tell her sister. Abike, Abike, Ashake called with excitement. Abike, who is calling Abike? Abike answered. Ashake told her the good news and she was overjoyed. She danced and hugged her sister. Later in the night, Abike could not believe that Ashake had finally found another rich man. Abike sat on a stool and looked at the sky and said to herself, "So after I made Prince Bayo to leave her on her wedding day, she still ended up with someone rich. Should I tell Shehu the same lies I told Bayo? Will he believe me if I told him she was a prostitute?" She sighed because Shehu was not as gullible as Bayo, the Prince of Oyo, whom she had told several lies about her sister, which led to Bayo leaving her sister on the wedding day. Abike stood up angrily and quickly went to the witch doctor's house. "Abike, what can I do for you this time?" Olu the witch asked. "Baba, I am afraid the worst has happened," Abike said. "Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí?" The witch doctor replied. "Baba, I need your help one last time. I want Shehu, but he is my sister's fiancé." Olu, "Otio, Abike, you destroyed our first relationship. You killed Ade the hunter just to be with Benga because you thought he was wealthy. Yet you want to destroy this one too. Well, this will cost you a lot," Olu the witch doctor replied. "Anything it takes, I will do it, even with my life," Abike said. That night, Abike prepared a delicious meal for her husband Benga when she got home. Early in the morning, Benga did not wake up. He had died in his sleep. Abike cried bitterly and was consoled by friends and family, even though she was responsible for his death. Abike did not wait for the mourning period to be over. After 2 weeks, she went back to her father's house, and her mother told her that Ashake and Shehu were already married, but they got married quietly because they didn't want to be insensitive to her loss. Abike was angry because her plan was already shaky from the beginning. She said no problem to her mother, and she packed her bags and went to Ashake's house. Ashake was happy to see her and hugged her. They greeted each other, and Abike told Ashake that she wanted the sweetest star apple in the village, which was known as Agbalumo. Ashake started going to the market to go and purchase Agbalumo for her sister, and immediately Abike took the opportunity. She walked in on Shehu while he was changing. She tried to seduce him with her breast and her large buttocks, but Shehu wasn't interested. "I thought Ashake is your sister," Shehu said. "Why will you hurt her in such a way?" Abike laughed. "Ashake is my half-sister. My father cheated with her mother, which produced her. My mother was only kind to take her in like her own child." Shehu angrily stormed out of the house, while Abike pondered on what next to do. On one sunny afternoon, Abike joined her sister in the kitchen to cook for Shehu. She offered to her sister, and Ashake agreed happily. She told Ashake to go to her room and get something for her. Abike dished out Shehu's meal and added poison to it because she couldn't have Shehu, then no one will. Shehu was about to eat the meal when one of the maids pushed the food away from him. He asked her why she had done what she did. Then she said she had seen Abike adding a strange substance in the meal. Abike denied it, calling the maid a liar. Even her sister Ashake was angry at the maid for embarrassing her sister in such a way. Shehu, in his wisdom, told Abike, "You must eat this food because you have to prove the maid wrong." Abike took one spoon and she lost control of herself. She started confessing and crying. "Asake, please forgive me. I lied to Prince Bayo about you, and that was why he cancelled the wedding and humiliated you. I also killed my suitor Ade because he was too poor and I wanted to marry Benga thinking he was wealthy. And when I realized Benga was also a pauper, I killed Benga so I can be with Shehu. But after seducing him and he refused, I tried to poison him. Everyone screamed, 'Ha! Abike!' Asake could not believe her own sister would plot such an evil against her. She cried and wept bitterly. Abike begged for her forgiveness, but Asake was too hot to even look at her. Abike died screaming on top of her voice. Olu, the witch doctor, had warned her that this particular charm would cost her her life, and it did. Asake was sad that her sister, whom she loved with all her heart, tried to kill her husband, Shehu. Abike was known throughout the village as the unmarried maiden of Oyo, who became the Black Widow of Ifelodun. Her remains were thrown into the evil forest where she belonged. She claimed that because people treated her badly because she was ugly, and that was why she had to plan such evil on other people. The people of Ifelodun had learnt that beauty was not everything. People's character was the most important of all. They learned to treat everyone with respect, whether slim, short, fat, beautiful or ugly. Your character was what they were going to use to judge your personality. Moral of the story: even though people will treat you badly, that is not an excuse for you to act evil towards other people. Number 2, beauty is not a standard to judge people's character. Number 3, be contented with whatever you have in life and work with it. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so you're notified every time I drop more stories like this. And until next time, I love you guys. Bye bye.